Winter in my mind is the most magical time to be out in the forest. No bugs, fewer people, warm campfires, and the beauty of freshly fallen snow. When properly prepared, winter can be a wonderful time outdoors. But unprepared, things can go bad very quickly. On this particular occasion, my friend Gary and I headed into the mountains. My plan was to hunt the late fall Oregon archery season, and Gary was just looking to get out of the house for a few days. Since this was supposed to be a hunting trip for me, I didn't intend to film an episode of the particular outing for the channel. But I have been working on another video project, and I figured a few shots from this camp might be of value. So I apologize that this isn't like one of my normal videos, but I do think there's a good subject here that should be discussed. The snow was really coming down to the point that I tried to grab a few shots with my drone, but the snow was so heavy it blocked up the camera right off the bat. As I usually do, I started setting up camp, and you can see Gary in the background putting his camp together as well. I had some wood on the van, but I knew we'd need some more, and there was a dead tree right next to our camp, so I got right to cutting that one up. That evening was quiet. We chatted around the fire for a bit and headed to bed early. The next day I headed off to hunt. The snow was really coming down. Alright guys, well, we're up here hunting. It's snowing like crazy and really accumulating a lot more than I was expecting. But we've been kind of wandering around. There's a bunch of new clear cuts and stuff in this area that I'm hunting. So I've been kind of working these fringes and up and down some old logging roads. But not seeing a whole lot. Seeing a few tracks, but definitely not as much as I was hoping to see. I thought where I'm at is kind of a mid-level area. I was hoping that we would have some resident deer in this area, but then also have deer that would be moving down from higher elevations because of the weather. Pretty slow this morning already. I eventually decided I wasn't getting anywhere with my hunting, so I worked my way back to the van. I made another pot of coffee and relaxed by the fire for the rest of the afternoon. Again that evening, we sat enjoying the warmth and glow of the fire, and then all right, folks, well, last night Gary and I were up here camped in these mountains, and we were sitting back and enjoying a campfire when we heard a pretty loud crash, and we came out to inspect, and we found that this tree had just fallen just outside of our camp. It's not more than, I'd say, 60, 70 yards from our camp, but it's blocking our route out of here. So we're going to have to cut it out of the way. Now, this is where somebody asked me what kind of chainsaw I'd recommend. I'd have to say at this point, you know, looking at this, that maybe when you're in the backcountry, you're going to want something a little bit more substantial than those small electric saws or even a small bar gas saw. You're going to want something with an 18 to 20 inch bar, because I've got a 20-inch bar, and I'm looking at this tree, and I'm still thinking that it's going to be a little bit of a job to get through this tree and get it off the road. When it comes to self-recovery in the backcountry, I think a lot of people think about the typical gear that you should have on hand, which would be a shovel, some kind of tow strap, recovery boards, and if you can, a good winch always comes in handy. But what I don't think people think about is having a good chainsaw in your kit. I think most people look at chainsaws as just a way to gather firewood, but I think in this particular situation, it does show how a chainsaw can be very important to self-recovery when you are winter camping in the backcountry. When it does come to just gathering firewood, I think the electric chainsaws are great, and the fact that they're quiet is very nice. But when it comes to something that you're going to rely on for backcountry recovery, I think I will stick with the gas chainsaw. And my recommendation from now forward would be for someone to have a saw that is at least 45 cc's and a minimum of an 18 to 20 inch bar. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. What would be your recommendation for the backcountry? And do you still think electric chainsaws are adequate for backcountry self-recovery? All right, guys, well, we got through this tree. It definitely took all of my 20-inch bar to get through it. I'm glad that I had the bigger chainsaw for this project. If the tree would have been any bigger, it would have been a much more of a job. But now that we're through it, we can relax by the fire, enjoy our whiskey without any concerns that we're going to have problems getting out tomorrow. All right, guys, I literally can't make this stuff up. So I was just camped up the road, just maybe 50 yards, and editing this video. I was just dialing in the last few edits of the video, and I thought I heard something outside the van, but I had earphones on because I was listening to the video as I edited. But packed everything up, jumped in the van, started to drive down the road, and there is a tree blocking my way out of here. I have no way of getting out of here unless I remove this tree. And this one is bigger, I think, around than the other one. I'm not sure. We'll have to go at it with the saw and see, but it is definitely every bit as big as the other one. So definitely feel pretty justified in saying that if you're going to go in the backcountry or spend any time in the backcountry in the winter time, you definitely want a good quality saw that you can trust. Man, I tell you what are the chances of lightning striking twice? Both of these trees gave away at the root, just proving that unpredictable things can happen during the winter time. This tree did turn out to be bigger in diameter than the first one. I had to come at it from both sides of the tree in order to get all the way through it, even with my 20-inch bar. I would say this tree was a minimum of 25 inches in diameter at the base. Now, being the weekend, there were folks out driving around looking for Christmas trees, and a fella did come and stop and help me try to move the tree out of the way, and that was nice. Once I got everything cut, the rounds were pretty big and heavy, so having an extra hand was really nice, and nice of them to just stop and help. In the end, this was still inconvenient, having this tree drop in front of me and having to take the time to cut it out of the way. But it was made a lot less inconvenient by having a good saw on the van. As it is, guys, again, I don't have a lot for this video, so I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to leave you guys with just some more beautiful drone shots of the beautiful snow that we had up there. And I will see you guys again outside.